Hello and welcome to Black Ribbon. Welcome to the Black Ribbon podcast, the Ramble. Today I am joined by Diane.
Hello.
Oh God, that was slightly too creepy for me. Thanks, Dan.
I'm in a creepy mood.
You're in a creepy mode. That's somewhat concerning.
Well, yeah, not always. Just now. I'm in a Stephen King mood.
Speaking of creepy, I got weirded the fuck out. You might have seen I posted it on Facebook about this bloke, this paedophile dude.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, we're
Sorry,
starting off lightly.
just complete tangent here, straight off the bat. This paedophile here. I went to the gym with that bastard.
Wow.
I saw it. Every time I looked at him, I thought, you're a...
Similar circles.
Oh,
so
he looked like a prick. He looked like one of those douchebag assholes that was just coked up on all sorts of fucking steroids. And it was like, oh, you were a noxious little cunt. And then to find out he tried to bone a little child, it's like, Jesus Christ, I did not see that coming.
Well, we're starting off lightly. Anyway,
sorry about that.
On to darker news.
Sorry for that. That's just something I wanted to share with you. Not so much the public, just with you. I was just shocked. It was like, oh my God.
Thank you. I'm happy in the knowledge.
Awesome, wicked. Well, this is a Ramble podcast where we talk about random shit. Typically, normally revolving around games and movies and all that sort of stuff, and occasionally random shit that happens in the world, like that paedophile.
Yeah,
Because unfortunately I share the gym with. But we'll start off with sort of news of the week then.
News of the week.
Yes. I've got a few about sequels and reboots and all this sort of stuff for this week.
Oh, well, there's like 20 every year, so just let me know what they're doing now. They're not remaking actually they are remaking Aladdin. Okay, what are they not remaking? What can't they remake? They can't remake Citizen Kane. So if they're remaking that, I'm just going to quit.
And they are doing a sequel to Edge of Tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I know that. Yeah, and it's called something really long, like Live, Die, Repeat, Rewind, Faster, Quicker, Slower.
I don't know, but I don't know how it's going to work. Or it's pretty much guaranteed to include Tom Cruise, isn't it, at this point?
Yeah, I think Emily Blunt's definitely in it, and I think Tom Cruise is pretty much confirmed to be in it. Yeah.
So it's like I don't understand how it's going to work because I thought they defeated the thing at the end.
Yeah,
Is it literally just going to be the same movie?
Because I remember going into that going, right, okay, Tom Cruise, here we go, see what it's like. And I thought, wow, that's actually pretty damn cool. Obviously, it's just Groundhog Day with robots, and they look like robots from The Matrix. But
robots and giant tentacle lions.
But no, I really enjoyed it, and I've watched it quite a few times since.
It is a quality film.
It is really superb.
And it has to be one of the best sort of sci-fi action movies we've had in a while as well.
Yeah, and it kind of shows how badass Emily Blunt is. No matter what she does, she's just...
You have a thing for her, yeah? Is that...
Yeah, I think I do.
Yeah.
She's Mary Poppins, isn't she? She's playing Mary Poppins in the next one. So,
she's playing Mary Poppins in the next one?
Yeah, we've got a sequel to Mary Poppins next year.
You're kidding me? They're not, are they?
Yeah, Mary Poppins Returns, and I think she's Mary Poppins. I don't know who else is in it, but
I know. Who was it that done Nanny McPhee then?
That was Emma Thompson.
Oh, close enough.
Yeah.
It's like that was the way to do it. That it wasn't a direct rip-off, but it was the same sort of thing, you know. That I was fine with, but a sequel to one of the most beloved movies in history.
I know. Well, they seem to be doing that more and more now. I think Hollywood can just try and get away with anything.
It's Disney. It's Disney. That's what they're doing. That's all that is. It's Disney trying to milk. We spoke about it the other week. I'm not sure if you were there. About like Beauty and the Beast and all this sort of stuff. That it is just exactly the same thing, just with people rather than animated cartoons.
Yeah, but it wasn't, because Jungle Book had one human in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. CGI. Jungle Book was completely different because it strayed from the source material of the movie and went back to the books.
Yeah.
While Beauty and the Beast was exactly the same movie as the animated movie.
And
that's what a lot of this is going to come out to be, is that these movies are just going to be CGI and live action versions of... Yeah,
because, well, their excuse is, it's opening it up to a new generation. But I'm thinking, well, surely just go buy them. It's not hard to get them on DVD now.
Where I work, I walk straight past an aisle of Disney DVDs. Oh, sorry, an aisle, a shelf of Disney DVDs right at the front. You cannot miss it. It's got all of the classics. So really, I think that's a lot of crock, really.
It is a load of crock, and they'll keep on doing it because they're not going to. I mean, Beauty and the Beast has taken over 1 billion already, and I keep saying this. They are going down in quality because Cinderella was superb. I really enjoyed that. Lion King, wrong one. Jungle Book was good,
They are doing
but
Lion King.
I know they're doing Lion King. Yeah,
I don't understand how that's going to work, but yeah, we've spoken about it, and it just annoys me. It really does. Just the logic behind it. It's just become a cash grab.
it is.
And then a little bit of news about the Avatar sequels. Is
Yeah.
Fear the Walking Dead's Cliff Curtis is playing a role within those movies, apparently quite a significant role as well. So there you go, bit of news about him.
Is that a good thing? Because I gave up on the Fear the Walking Dead, so
I never actually finished the first season.
yeah,
I got busy. I got busy, and I just never caught up on it.
it's one of those series that I've started watching, like Outlast and like Man in the High Castle, and I've been like, yeah, it's okay, but it's not going to
Just get
be,
around to it.
it's not going to topple anything that I'm watching at the moment.
Yeah, and finally, in respects to sequels and reboots, is a Hellboy reboot.
Yes, with Geezer from Stranger Things in.
David Harbour, which I
Yeah.
know him from a few other things as well, and I think he was in The Iceman, um, which is the story of a um,
Yes,
mafia hitman.
because
I think I gave you and Gemma the book. You remember?
my dad gave me the book, but I read The
Oh
Iceman,
no,
and the
I did
book,
just give it to Gemma. I gave it to Gemma and she read it, and yeah,
yeah, the book is superb, and the film was a bit of a letdown.
yeah.
But I
Was
do
it? I
like,
never actually saw the thing, but I knew he was in it. I really wanted to see it.
yeah, it was bloody Michael Shannon was the hitman, was
Oh yes,
which
yes.
is that's like perfect casting because Michael Shannon is like one of the scariest men of like on anything.
Yeah,
Whatever
any of the
reason,
promotional stuff I saw, he looked perfect in it.
yeah,
He
he is really
fit
good.
that character. Yeah.
He just always plays scary characters. Like last year, he was in a film called Nocturnal Animals, which I think is brilliant. And he is just like, you do not want to mess with me kind of guy in it. And he's always done like that. I know he was General Zod, and it was kind of like, okay, Michael Shannon was General Zod. I can see that, but it didn't really work. But most of the stuff he's done, he's been really good in. But
Hmm.
anyway,
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, you got David Harbour in it. Um,
I think he's the guy who was in Sleepless. If you just Google that, because
I
you'd
let me grab
recognize
my
him.
phone. Sleepless. I know the bloke. I just can't remember what I've seen him in and stuff. He just kind of appears. He always seems to be one of those sort of side characters. He's never sort of taken a
Leading
front
role.
row seat. Yeah, it's
He
just
was
always
pretty
kind of
big in
been the
Sleeper Things. In Stranger Things, he was the police officer in that. And I think everyone on their dog watched that if they had Netflix because it was like the biggest thing of the year last year.
yeah. I don't have Netflix, so I haven't really got around to that, but I've heard very good things about it.
And on a side note, links in perfectly what I was going to say anyway. One of the child actors in Stranger Things, is one of the child actors in the upcoming It movie, which the new trailer was released this week. And I must say,
Well, that's
it's
positive then, isn't it, really? Because if you think about it, you've got, well, from what I hear, is the children actors in Stranger Things are very competent and they've done a very good job.
they are
So
very, very good.
evidently they have some talent to that and they'll have that transferable skill. Because I know a lot of them, people wouldn't have watched Stranger Things if the children's acting was shit, would they? Simple as that. It would have put them
Yeah,
off. So yeah, it's a mark in the book really for the It movie to begin with.
yeah, and I'm really looking forward to it. I've nearly finished the book now. I'm on like the concluding act when you finally meet it as well. It says it in its natural form, but it's only a natural form to what the mind can see it as. because he lives in like this weird astro universe thing.
Seems a bit of a mind fuck and seems well out of my place.
Yeah, and it is, and it all. I mean, the Stephen King novels, they tend to link in with each other, um, in like a kind of fan
MCU
pleasing
way.
kind of fashion. Um, so it links in kind of with the Dark Tower
Hmm.
because its natural form has like this horrible friend of his called the Turtle, and it's like a creator of the universe. And the Turtle's one of the guardians of the beam, which the Dark Tower goes into details. And it's all very confusing unless you read the books. You're like, what, what?
Yeah, he's got
So
a lot of fan service then.
he does, and I think that's where they might struggle with the Dark Tower film. Like it's like with anything, they either got to cater to the fans majorly, or do it in a way which a mainstream audience can go, right, I understood that. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Well, Matthew McConaughey and Idris Elba, they've been on social media and they have been making jokes in sort of reference to the book. I know that.
Yeah, I did
Um,
see the little comments they said, and
yeah, so it's quite
that's
possible
based
that
on the
there is a
characters.
fair bit of fan service in there.
Yeah.
But honestly, the film just looks badass to begin with, so it could be just yeah. I'll wait until it comes out to give it my full judgment. And
Yes,
I'm tempted by the books. I really am tempted by them.
please, because they're not. I mean, they are long, but they're not like ridiculously. I think the last one, which I'm on at the moment, is pretty excessive in terms of pages. I don't think it's as long as it, but it's still pretty long. But it's the concluding book, so
Well, I did watch Philip DeFranco. He was talking about the actual trailer in This Is Awesome, and he's said exactly the way I wanted to do it, is that he'll watch the movie and then he'll read the books rather than going in with that sort of idea, going, oh yeah, I know what's going to happen here, or that seems odd. They've chose this person or whatever like that.
oh, fair enough.
Yeah, see what it's like.
Hmm.
Because like we said, we were going to do it that way. I'll read the books after or whatever, but my sort of untainted view of it and your knowledge behind it would be interesting to see
Hmm.
what we both think
Yeah, it
as
will
both
be.
mainstream and fan.
Yeah, man, I'm a massive fan.
Yeah, yeah, man. But moving on to other films, other big films, we have news. I say news. We have trailers for Wonder Woman,
Galore. Yes.
which you haven't seen, have you, for Wonder Woman?
No, because I know I'm going to see it every time I go to the cinema in the coming months. So I thought
I
I'd
am
leave
not
myself
gonna
out.
lie, it looks good. It
It
does
did
look
look good
good.
anyway. The trailers
Yeah,
that I have seen, it does look pretty impressive, and
and
it's made by a good filmmaker. It's made by I can't remember her name, but it's the lady who made Monster with Charlize Theron in it ages ago, which she won the Oscar for. It was like a really dark serial killer movie based on true life, and I was like, when I saw that she was hired to direct it, I thought, okay, that's a bolt out of the blue. Considering most of the people they've hired have been, well, Zack Snyder and that
Zack
guy who
Snyder,
made.
Zack Snyder, and Zack Snyder.
Well, who was the guy who made Suicide Squad? Is it David Ayer or is it
David
the other
Ayer.
guy?
Yeah,
David Ayer, yeah. I always get confused between him and
the one who does the Marvel films. Yeah.
no guy who made
I
Training
was going to
Day.
say Will Wheaton, but no, he does Marvel,
Right,
doesn't
I need
he?
to man look stuff up on Google. It's David Ayer or Ayer, and then it's the other guy who might have wrote it that's directed some stuff as well. Anton Fuqua, that's his name.
That's new to
I
me.
I always get them mixed up. Right, here we go. So David, so Anton Fuqua,
Fuqua sounds like a
Hua did
posh bastard, doesn't he?
he did Training Day, Equalizer, Shooter, Southpaw, which was good, Magnificent Seven, the remake, which wasn't as good.
So he likes Denzel Washington.
He loves Denzel Washington. And then David Ayer, who was the writer of Training Day, has done End of Watch, which is superb, Fury, which is good, and then
And
Suicide
oh,
Squad,
I
which
love
was
Fury.
terrible.
I love Fury. That one of my favorites. That is.
Yeah, I knew you liked it. I thought it was okay when it came out.
I just thought it was a very strong piece, really, of what it told about the war. It was rather fantastic, and I've got it up on my shelf and it's wrapper still. I really need to watch that one again. That's a
Anyway, yeah, but
movie.
the trailer,
Yeah, the trailer for Wonder Woman, fantastic. Just looks very, very exciting, very fun. Um,
good.
have you seen the shot where she's walking with a blue dress on? She's got the sword down her back.
Yeah, that's in the last trailer.
Yeah, it features in a few of the trailers now, but so this fucking funny meme on Reddit earlier today, where it's literally so she can hide the blade has to go between her ass cracks.
Well, it makes sense.
Like, true,
Hmm.
probably quite painful, but yeah, we had that one, and we also had the trailer for Dunkirk.
Yes, which, as I'm a Weymouth boy, had quite a lot of Weymouth in, and it's quite funny because all the locals have picked up on the trailer, and there's a scene when they show the dockside, and there's like a couple of old ladies sat on a bench, and if
Uh-huh.
you a lot people in Weymouth what they've done because obviously they know the area quite a lot, quite well,
Do they
they
know the
paused
people?
it, and if you look in the trailer, there's like a blue tower just in shot on like the top left, and that is the tower in Sea Life. So they've actually left the Sea Life Tower in, and everyone in Weymouth's gone,
Sea
look!
Life.
You know, Sea Life Centre, all the fishy things.
Oh right, sorry, yeah.
And all the Weymouth lot have gone, look, stupid filmmaker, he's left bloody
It's
Sea
left the
Life Tower
aquarium
in.
in there.
And it's like, who would know that apart from Weymouth people? I'm
Yeah,
sure
literally the
Christopher
people that
Nolan
live there. Yeah,
doesn't mind. But no, the trailer looks superb.
it does look fantastic. And your friend Killian Murphy
Yes,
making
I
quite an
may.
appearance in the trailer, and my personal favourite Tom Hardy in a
Yeah, and he's put.
Spitfire.
I thought from the first trailer he was like going to be like a baddie guy, but he is on the good side.
I believe he is a Spitfire pilot. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think you could put him as a German, if I'm honest.
No, I think he did. Was it him that was in Child 44 and he attempted Russian? And that was a
Yes,
bit like, oh, okay, Tom, maybe stick to Cockney London.
yeah, his accent wasn't the greatest, but that film was still good. I did actually like Child 44.
It was very weird.
It was a bit of a trip because it was him versus Gary Oldman, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I yeah, I completely forgot about that, but I did enjoy that movie.
it was okay.
Yeah. Um yeah, he said I don't think he could pull off German, especially when
No,
he's
definitely.
known for being a bit of a bruiser from London, you know.
Yeah, definitely. I still think his best performance is Bronson. In Bronson, he is just wild.
I loved him in Legend.
Yeah, see, I liked Legend. I thought he was very good in it, but I thought the actual film was a bit not as good as it could have been.
There was a few slow bits in it, I will give you that.
Yeah, but he was very good in it.
Yeah, he was. And some of the CGI was a bit bad as well when they were fighting when he was fighting himself.
Yeah.
Like the CGI in that was really, really bad. But you kind of let it slip because that was a quality film. It was good fun. Um, but yeah, back to Dunkirk. I am very jazzed for that. That comes out in July, doesn't it?
It does indeed, yeah,
So
summer
not far
release.
away.
No, not far away.
So it'll be interesting.
Around
It'll
the
be
corner.
interesting to see how well that one's received because it's a bit of a dive away from what he's normally done, isn't it? When you consider what he's done recently, you've got Inception, you've got um,
Interstellar, which is
Interstellar.
absolutely
That's the
superb.
one. That one is such a mind fuck.
Yeah, but I think it's absolutely brilliant.
So's
I think,
Inception as well, actually, if you think about it. Yeah, they're all a bit of a
yeah,
mind fuck.
I watched Inception again recently, and it's one of those films where you cannot like go to the toilet. You need to stay with it. Same with Interstellar. I
Yeah.
think Interstellar is better than Inception,
Ugh,
personally.
I would I would have to say Inception because one, you've got the Hans Zimmer soundtrack to it, and that soundtrack is fucking iconic.
Yeah, the
And
soundtrack's cool.
and those shots, and you got Leo.
Yeah, true. But Interstellar, I think the story in terms of the fact that he has to go away and leave his family, and he knows that if he is successful, then he's going to come back, and because of the time difference with the travel, he knows it's going to be a completely different world. And that end scene where his son has died, daughter left, and she's really old and she's dying, and he goes and sees her. It's just like, I'm so
Yeah, and
sad.
he's watching her through the Fabrics of Time and all that.
Yeah, which is absolutely superb, and
It's
obviously
so
massively influenced by Stanley Kubrick in 2001: Space Odyssey.
yeah,
But
honestly,
it's oh,
I think I watched it with a really bad headache, and it was just
not
like,
the best film to do for that.
oh God, like I'm so confused. But no, yeah, they're a quality movie, but you cannot for the life of you just need a bottle to piss in.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, or a catheter, either one. But yeah, no. Also, Jazz for Dunkirk, gonna be wicked.
Yeah, I still think
But
Dark Knight's his best film, but he hasn't done a bad film, which is always good for a
but
director.
yeah, that's why I was saying. I wonder how well this one's going to be received because you consider the fact that this is a World War One movie of one of the biggest military incursions the world has seen. It's going to have to be very carefully done, I think, in some aspects of it. And whether people are going to watch it like they did Inception, because Inception had that whole sci-fi. Leonardo DiCaprio was one of the selling points there as well.
Yeah, but I
And you
think
had
I
all of this mass confusion. Then you had Interstellar, you got space travel and Batman because Batman, and now we have World War One. It's a bit. Don't get me wrong. It's very likely to be a very good film and could quite easily win Oscars. It's got
possibly,
that kind of material to it that could win Oscars.
but it's
But
coming out in a strange time for Oscars because a July
true.
release never really gets knowledge. But I think when it comes to Nolan, I think most people are smart enough to know what they're going to get. Um, I think that happened with Inception because it was in between the Batman movies, wasn't it? And although
Yeah.
Nolan was a household name by then, I think like not a lot of people,
I would
not a
still
lot.
say if you're talking
I
about
know this sounds.
mainstream audiences, Nolan, not many people know directors' names. They're just like, oh, that film looks wicked, sort of thing.
I think with Inception, I think it kind of proved to the Hollywood that people weren't just after stupid action movies. They wanted something a bit different. Because I know it's not looking back, it's not as mind blowing as it first seems, but it's still pretty confusing. I think people just loved Inception just because it was completely different to the norm, and it was a
Yeah,
big budget sci-fi film with Leonardo DiCaprio in that made no sense whatsoever on first viewing, but pretty damn cool and was completely original. So,
yeah, and I'm still seeing theories come out about Inception, like that whole spinning top at the end isn't actually his memento or whatever, to
well,
kind
it
of
can't
match.
be, can it? Because it
Yeah,
was
and
hers. That's the whole
some say,
point, isn't it?
yeah, and that the ring is his and all this sort of stuff. Like there's
Yeah.
new theories that come out every now and then about it.
But I think that's what's good about Nolan films. Like, if you look at the Dark Knight Rises, he leaves that intentionally on like a make up your own mind kind of note, just so it could please fans. Because if you had a definitive end, some people would be like, "Oh, that's not how it should have ended." The fact that he's left it so it's all a bit ambiguous and you can kind of make your own mind about it, I think it suited it perfectly well. So he is
Yeah.
a fantastic filmmaker, and I think whatever he does, it's going to be superb.
Yeah, it's bound to make money and it's bound to get a lot of interest from pretty much people like us, the film goers in general. Just wondering about that mainstream audience. It'll be interesting to see how well it functions, if you know what I mean.
Mm, yeah, should
Because
be interesting.
it's like a serious tone,
Yeah, but
you
then
know.
Batman was pretty serious.
Well, no, Batman's a comic book hero.
I know, but The Dark Knight is is probably
Yeah, they were
the
very
darkest
dark
12
movies.
I've
Yeah,
ever
they
seen.
were very dark movies, but you're talking about comic books to real life
Yeah,
sort of thing. That's what I mean. It's got a very dark telling behind it. So it'd be interesting to see how well people pick that up, what sort of numbers it makes, whether it kind of reaches those sort of Inception numbers and all that.
I bet you a Mars bar it will take 1 billion.
A protein Mars bar because I don't have normal Mars bars anymore.
Yeah, £2.40 they are in my local gym. But yeah, a
Fuck!
protein Mars.
In your
I know.
gym? You buy them from
Yeah,
your gym?
I don't, but they were on sale, and I was thinking £2.40. But anyway,
Jesus Christ, fuck
okay,
that, mate. They're
I
like
bet you a
£1.50,
protein
don't
Mars
they?
bar that it will
Alright.
take 1 billion, billion
A
plus easy.
billion.
Yeah.
In what sort of time frame? Because that could be like 10 years, and then you call it in.
Uh, it will
It
take
just
a
passed
billion in cinematic release across all areas
across all
easily.
areas on cinematic
Or even I'll go one further. It will take a billion in England and America alone
across or each.
across, not each, because I don't think anything's taken a billion in
Yeah, I
England.
was gonna say. Okay. All right. Yeah.
I am that confident of Mr. Nolan's abilities.
Hey, it wouldn't surprise me. It's just yeah. I'm just. It's a different topic.
Mm,
Yeah. But
we shall see.
yeah. For one final little thing I wanted to talk about, we've had a bit of a hiatus, shall I say, from the Assassin's Creed series,
Assassin's Creed,
minus the movie.
which I'm looking back now
Ubisoft.
and yeah, and pretty terrible.
You look back at it, you didn't like it.
Yeah, I watched it again and I was like, yeah, it's very messy. I think that's the thing. I know it's a bit of a tangent, but when it comes to films, I think no matter what it is, if it's in the cinema, it's better than what it is. Does that kind of make sense? I think the cinematic experience does give it an extra
Oh
kind of
yeah.
10%.
Yeah.
And I
Well,
watched it
I
on
saw
the
Skyfall. I think it was. Yeah, Skyfall in the bloody great big whopping great big extreme screen in Plymouth
oh
on
yeah,
view. That like massive screen, flat bang in the center, perfect seats, like the best seats. And that added so much more to it. It was just even grander, more exciting and sort of visceral, if you know what I mean,
yeah.
rather than on a 32-inch or 40-inch home system where it rattles your whole house and you have to pause it because you either need a piss or someone's phoning you.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, Assassin's Creed.
Yes, Assassin's Creed. So Ubisoft took a hiatus from releasing games as a yearly thing to try and go back to their roots. I think the whole idea was behind that was, and they've or information is leaking, which pretty much means that Ubisoft are just pumping out information now to try and
Yeah,
get the hype train going.
PR
Is that
stunt.
it's going to be Assassin's Creed Origins is its name. A rather
Right.
generic name, if I'm honest.
So
Not
how far are they
really.
going to go back now?
I don't quite know. I never really read much further than that. I thought, oh, great, what an exciting name, and just kind of left it at that. So,
Fair
so
enough.
expect updates from that within the probably the next week. If I'm perfectly honest, they don't hang about when information like that
When was the
goes out.
last one released? When was the last game released?
So that would have been about 2 years ago. Sorry, not
Oh,
2 years
really?
ago. Not. It's been over 12 months at least. So it would have
Which is
been
pretty good.
Unity that came out. Unity. No, sorry, not Unity. Um, oh fuck, what was the London one called?
I don't know. I haven't bought Assassin's Creed since.
It was the London duo. Um, decent game.
No, I don't.
It was a decent game. It
Is
fixed
that
a
the
lot
one
of
when
the
they had all the
issues.
problems when it was like faces turning into
No, that was
skeletons?
Unity. That was Unity that
Oh,
came out because Unity came out at the same time as Rogue. So Unity
all right.
was for the next generation consoles around about the time the Xbox One and the PS4 came out. And Rogue was for previous generation consoles. So
All
the
right.
Xbox 360, the PS3. And Rogue was very, very good. Had a very good story to it. It followed an assassin turned Templar. Brilliant story, and it featured a lot of what everyone enjoyed the previous games, which was the naval combat and all this sort of stuff, which is also rumored to be coming back in the Origin one as well. But
Oh,
don't quote me on it. But yeah, Unity was a mess. It was a buggy mess. It just did not work on the consoles. It was a constant glitch fest. And no one was really enthralled by the story either. The characters were a bit dumb, and overall, it was just kind of lackluster. It seemed almost rushed at that point. But no, they did release another one, and I cannot remember the name of it for the life of me.
it's like the Call
Uh,
of Duty series. They've kind of done that now, and they an
they have
Origin one. It's
literally
World
just
War One,
yeah.
isn't it?
They've released information of a World War One game, which is going to be the next Call of Duty. which will probably be Call of Duty because they've gone downhill extremely. Um, and Treyarch are now releasing a zombies collection.
Brilliant. So more money to be made.
More money to be made, yeah, but they're actually releasing sort of like a self game, if you know what I mean, a separate game to the show. I think it's like a collection that you can get all of them.
What, just zombies?
Just zombies, yeah, over the years. So it's probably going to be quite repetitive, and they'll probably charge 60 quid for something that's worth 20. But
Hmm.
yeah, but still, it's a step in the right direction that they're actually appealing to what the customers have been asking for. Because the amount of times I go into the comment sections, people going, "I only bought this game for zombies." It's just
Mhm.
like, then go play the fucking Sniper Elite, Zombie Elite, or whatever it is. Because yeah, so it's a little bit mind-boggling, but people have been asking for that, and they're actually kind of catering towards their community now, which is nice. But
I didn't even know there was
yeah,
still a Call of Duty community, to be fair.
oh, it's fucking
All that
massive
trade has
still.
sailed.
I'm so yeah, it's confusing the hell out of me. People that have some sort of sense have moved away from it
Hmm.
and moved away from DLC and all of that jazz. I also gave up on it years ago.
Hmm. Yeah, so
But yes, that's all of my information. That is all the news I have.
yes. Well, I think we should finish with our discussion regarding Marvel film.
Yes, so you wanted to talk about our top five Marvel films as a pair.
Yeah, I think I
So
think I
not
know there's going to be a
singular,
lot of
not mine, not
disagreeing.
yours, but we're going to sit there and we're going to kind of compromise. We're going to negotiate, and I'm going to give us 10 minutes to do this.
Oh, blimey! Right,
Yes,
okie
so
dokie.
I shall look at the clock now. It's just about to turn 32 minutes. So yeah, go on then. Start me with it because we're going to go through all of Marvel movies, not just the MCU. So that includes the X-Men series, doesn't it?
Right, so what we doing? Starting with five.
I think that yeah. Oh, actually, do you want to start at the top? It might be wise to start at the top of what our favorite movie is, and then kind of work our way down.
Okie dokie. Right, I'm just getting up all the Marvel films ever.
That's wow. I don't have that access, but
Right, okay. So the best Marvel film evs.
best Marvel film ever. Okie doke. So more recently, we've had Logan,
Hmm.
and we've had Civil War, The Winter Soldier, the original Captain America, or the Marvel, sorry, Captain America's, the X-Men movies, Days of Future Past, the original X-Men movies. There's a lot to choose from.
It is a heck of a lot. Right.
Go on
Okay.
in. You throw the ball in.
Best Marvel film ever. I am. Whew,
I can just about hear it in the tick of your brain going there.
I I
Oh,
think because of the time and how brilliant it was when it came out
okay, so it's an old one. Okay.
and how regarded it is, and it was kind of, I know it was not the first, but the kind of big first kind of critically acclaimed Marvel film. I'm going to go with Spider-Man 2. I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Wasn't Spider-Man 2 the weakest of them all, or was that 3?
No, 3 was terrible. 2 was the one with Doctor Octopus in, with Alfred Molina, which
Honestly,
was
every time I saw Doctor Octopus and I look back at it, I always think he's Elton John.
with the glasses.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, isn't it? It's like you look like Elton John.
Yeah, I think
Yeah. Uh,
looking
hmm.
back at him now, yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Jesus. In terms of the favorites, I would personally completely ignore those Spider-Man movies.
Oh,
I would, if I'm honest. I didn't really have that much of an affinity towards them.
I
And
loved him.
if I look a little bit into some of my sort of favorite movies so far, really Logan is up there. It's
Yeah,
between
Logan's
Logan and the Avengers, the first Avengers movie.
okay. If I had to go, I would go for
Rather than
recently.
sort of critical acclaim, go for what you feel in your heart is the best.
I think, well, 2014, I think had the best Marvel films to date because Winter Soldier was kind of like when I first watched it, I was like, wow, that is just superb in terms of the fact that they managed to ground the action and it was more kind of subverted, kind of thriller action thingy rather
Hmm.
than obviously it did have the overblown CGI come the end with all the Quinjets blowing up field, but the kind of hour and a half before that, it was like, wow, this is really cool. And then obviously we had Guardians of the Galaxy, which is probably the most surprising Marvel film when it came out. So I went into it thinking,
Yeah,
right, I'm not too sure what to think about it,
it
and came
came
out
out of left
thinking,
field, didn't
I
it?
absolutely love that. So I think 2014 had two of the best ever. And I think Civil War was superb.
I didn't fall for
Logan, like
Civil
you
War as
said.
much as many people did.
I think,
Yeah.
well, we can start off by saying Logan
Can we
is
both agree
definitely,
on Logan being one of the best? Yeah.
yeah, definitely, because it's
I think really because it had a very good tale to it to begin with. The story is fantastic. The filming was gorgeous.
mm,
And it was a send off for one of the most beloved characters in the universe, wasn't it, really?
yeah, and Hugh Jackman. I mean, I was reading reports about well a couple of days ago saying he wasn't even first choice for the role of Wolverine. You think
Yeah, he
back to that now,
wasn't. Yeah.
thinking who else seriously could have taken that role? I mean, he owns that role. No one,
Yeah,
there's no point even trying to recast it.
yeah, it
He
just
he
wouldn't
is
work, would it?
Wolverine. No, it's just you wouldn't even need another Wolverine film ever because Hugh Jackman has owned that role since the day he started. And I think Logan was kind of a great way to end it, and I think it was the perfect way to end it in terms of make it an R-rated splatterfest.
Yeah. Okie
Um,
doke. So we've got our number one at Logan.
yeah, we'll agree to disagree. Well, I personally wouldn't say it was the best one, but because we both love it, kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll take that. Go on in. Hit us with a number two. What do you think
What?
is the second
Well,
best?
I think either Guardians or Winter Soldier, one of those two. So it's up to you. Which one do you prefer out of those two?
Hmm. Winter Soldier was good. I will give it that. It's a very good movie. But I think I would have to give it to Guardians.
All right, yeah,
I think I would have to agree on Guardians there because it just came so much out of left field. It's like all of the trailers, you sat there and went, "This isn't a Marvel movie.
Why
This
is there a
looks,
tree?
yeah, it's like this is just fucking weird."
Hmm.
And it kind of grew on you to begin when it got close to the day and you started seeing more of the trailers and you're thinking, "This could be all right. This could be all right." And you went in there and it absolutely decimated. It was funny, it was action packed, and it was epic.
And the soundtrack was unbelievably good.
And it
I
was,
mean,
yeah, it was just
anything with
so
David
well
Bowie
done
in,
and also incredibly well edited.
yeah. And
CGI perfect. Everything about it. There was no expense spared on it. They went full hog with something that no one really knew about and just decimated. So yeah, yeah, I will give you Guardians. Guardians of the Galaxy. I will agree with that. That certainly
right,
was.
so Logan and then
We got
Guardians. So
Loadies of
now,
Guardians. I do have it written down here so I can remember towards the end.
cool. So
We haven't got very
now we need a
long, so
third.
we need to go for a third. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'd still say either Winter Soldier or Civil War. One of
I
those
would
two.
completely disagree with Civil War. I would be more likely to say
What about the first Avengers then?
I would be more likely to say the first Avengers because I think that kind of set in motion the Marvel universe as we see it now.
Yeah, it definitely opened up a lot of avenues for what they could do in terms of risking it. So like the Doctor Strangers and Ant-Man and Guardians, it
Yeah,
kind of opened
ex
up those pathways. So I think it was pretty superb in terms of not only the money that make, but like I said, like the avenues it opened for the expansion of the MCU. So yeah,
yeah.
I think that makes
Okay.
sense.
Avengers. All right. We need a fourth.
Avengers. Oh my goodness. I reckon Days of Future Past.
Days of Future Past. Yeah, didn't think about that.
'Cause I've seen
That
that a
was
few
also
times
yeah,
now,
that
and
was also another one that just kind of threw everything on its head and gave you kind of a new perspective and
Yeah,
kind
and
of
mixing the two,
revitalized the X-Men, didn't
mixing
it?
the old and the new kind of cast. James McAvoy, Patrick Stewart, Fassbender, McKellen. I mean, the cast is unbelievable. Um, and Peter Dinklage obviously as the crazy baddie in it. Yeah,
Yeah,
and it's just a superb action flick, and obviously Hugh Jackman's in it. In what more do you
yeah.
want?
It's got Logan in. Come on, it's got to be up there. Yeah, okay, all right. So the fuck, what was it called? Days
Days
of
of
Future
Future
Past.
Past. So what's
Yep,
that? Four.
and
So we need
that's
one
four. We need
more.
one more. So you
Ooh,
have the Winter Soldier there. That's a potential.
Howard the Duck. No, I'm joking.
The
Um,
Dark. I was going to say the Dark Ninja. DC, you bastard.
Forgot about the Punisher. Not. I'm not saying that's any good. It
I
was
was going to
terrible.
say it's a bit of
Yeah.
a corny movie now when you look back on
Yeah.
it. I'm sure when it came out it was fantastic, but it's rather corny. Um,
Um.
Jesus. We've only got 50 seconds. We've got 50 seconds, Dan.
Why? See, I'd say either one or two
We have been
Spider-Man
saying the Winter Soldier as well. I
or Winter
I would
Soldier. Yeah.
completely disagree with those Spider-Man. If
Okay.
anything, I preferred the first the Amazing
Amazing
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, because I thought that just refreshed it and it felt more like Spider-Man to me. Tobey Maguire was just this weird dweeb when in the comics he's slightly different to that.
Okay. Well, I mean, looking back in now, I mean, it's been what 9 years. First MCU Iron Man is still pretty damn good.
Shit, yeah, we completely ignored that, didn't we? Because that was the first one, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I remember when it came out in the cinema, and when ACDC came on, I was like, right, okay, we got something's happening here. And then
So, all right, we've nailed it down to a couple. We are currently running over time, so we've got um, Iron Man or
oh,
Winter Soldier.
ooh.
Mm.
I'd have Winter Soldier, but then it's up to you, isn't it? We need to. Oh, what's a penalty? We need to.
I think I have agreed with, or I kind of pushed for Avengers, and I think that's kind of where the MCU exploded into this huge thing as it is now.
Hmm,
So yeah, definitely the Winter Soldier.
cool. That's a
Okay,
good list.
so before we wrap up, we have at number one, Logan.
Logan,
Number
yeah.
two, Guardians, the first
Yeah.
Guardians. Number three, Avengers. Number four,
Yes.
sorry, Days of Future Past. I can count.
Yeah.
And number five, Winter Soldier. There are top
I think that's a
five
pretty damn list.
movies in 10
That.
minutes.
Yep. That's pretty good.
That's not
I
bad.
would easily watch them
So
all
if
the
you are
time.
looking to get into the Marvel and you somehow have been living under the rock for the last 20 years or something, and somehow managed to make your way here, those are the top five Marvel films that you should certainly get involved in. Obviously, watch them in order because it's always better to watch them in order, but hell.
Yes.
Well, that's not a bad list. They are,
Yeah.
I
I think
think
that's a
that's about
superb list.
right. And a few of them you can kind of mix up. I don't like to do them so much in order, you know. I always have my favorite movies. I don't have a list of this is my favorite over this one sort of thing because
Yeah.
I've watched so many different types of movies that the genres are a little different. It's like I like that one, but I also like that one just as much.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but yeah, thank you for joining me, Dan. That
That's
has
all
been
right.
this week's Ramble podcast. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Once you're subscribed, click that little bell, ring our bell, and that's when you'll get
Ring
notifications
my bell.
for whenever we post, which is Sunday through till Friday with a Saturday off. But tune in next Sunday for another podcast. We'll see you then. Bye.
Bye now.